यही है महाराजा की कहानी मैं तेरा दीवाना तू मेरी दीवानी
महाराजा 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 हे 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 महाराजा 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 महाराजा. Od 16. do 18. veka ovdje je živeo Maharadža, danas je to spomenik. I čitavo njegovo kraljevstvo bilo je oivičeno ovim velikim bedemom protiv Mongola i protiv drugih zemalja koji su također imali kraljeve i koji su imali ambicije da zaposednu i njegovu teritoriju. Ovo je ulaz u palatu samu. U ovim prostorijama živeo je Man Sing I, Maharadža, ovde iz Džaipura. Znate koliko ima stepeni kada se popnete do ovde? Međutim, uvek imam teškoću kad se penjem, dok nisam konstatovala da su stepenici toliko visoki da je prosto nemoguće izakoračiti. Međutim, znate zašto? Zato što je kralj imao preko 2 metra, bio je veliki, sve predimenzionirano i nije primereno običnim ljudima običnog rasta. Mora da je to. Ovde je primao i zaslanike. Kompletna ova dekoracija koju vidite ovde je srebro, a ono malo žuto što se nazire je čisto zlato. Maharadža Jaisin sagradio je Džaipur i sagradio je ovo što vidite. Maharadža kad je išao na put, nosio je svetu vodu iz Ganga u 7 ovakvih velikih srebrnih posuda. Isti Maharadža koji je napravio Pink City, Džaipur, napravio je i ovu observatoriju. Poznatu po tome što je ovde preciznost bila neverovatna. Jedva 2 sekunde je mogla da bude napravljena greška. Zvali su ga indijski Newton.
Maharaja Man Singh, who ruled us in between 1922 to 1970, was a great polo player we had, and he actually died in UK in 1970 during a polo match. This photograph we see here, it is celebration of the Man God, 100 years of the Man God, which was formed by Maharaja Man Singh. All the soldiers in this army were 6 feet in height, and they were all from Rajput community. In 1970, after the government abolished all the privileges and all, for the Maharajas, it was made into a regiment, which is part of Indian Army now, called Rajputana Rifles.
Ovde još uvek živi unuk Padmanam Singa Maharadže. Vidite ovaj deo, to je privatni deo u koji se ne može, ali on još uvek ovde živi. Danas žive od sopstvenog biznisa različitih zanimanja. Jednog takvog Maharadžu iz porodice srešćemo u njegovom domu.
I am the Maharaja of Sivad. This is my father and my mother's uncle.
Royal family?
Yeah, royal family. This is my father and my aunts. This is my father on the elephant in some ceremony. We have to still, in these times, also look after 80 servants. We have to look after their livelihood. And of course, I have to look after my village traditions, and the poor villagers and the rich ones also, if they get stuck with the government with some work. So the responsibility I'm still carrying on, which was carried on by my ancestors, and hopefully I hope it goes to the next generation also. This is my village, this is my fort, and this is the palace on the lake, which was a summer palace. And I have the population of the village is around 22,000, but we had 84 villages under us, and we are still looking after a lot of the village people. This is all my private properties. This we are renovating the main palace.
And it's going to be a hotel?
Yeah, it's going to be a hotel. No, this will be a museum, but a hotel, yeah, part of the hotel. And this is my private game reserve. I mean, I have animals there. Private forest downstairs.
Are you hunting?
No, now not. I'm a vegetarian right now.
Your mother is coming,
Yeah,
right?
my mother is coming.
Hello. Hello.
You come at the wrong time. My house is in a mess. No, because we're shifting.
You're
today.
shifting?
Yeah.
What you have been able to keep from an old traditional life today in India?
Of course, our customs, our way of living.
Everything?
Yeah, everything. Only thing is we've changed with times. And we've become working people, which we never did before. Not even picked a glass of water. For that also we just used to tap. Someone used to come and give us water.
This was like that?
Yeah. And I still have about 15 servants here and 50 in the village. Because the place is big and now we've all got into business. Otherwise, how are we going to feed our staff? And the staff is generation-wise. So if our old servant has 4 sons, 3 go for a job and 1 stays with us to work for us. So we have to look after him.
You are a wife of Maharadža?
Yes. And now a mother.
A mother of a Maharadža?
Yeah. If I didn't have a boy, they would have thrown me out.
You think so?
They would have got another lady to have a boy in the house. That's why my father-in-law got married twice. My first mother-in-law didn't have any children. And then my second, that's my mother-in-law. She had 1 son. So the 1 son was, between all women, he was the only boy in the house.
I'm the Darbar of Sivad, Radžeshavara Sing. This is Darbar means we are running the court of the God. We are representatives of God in this, on the planet, and we are running the court of God. So we are Shivites. We pray to Lord Shiva. So we are running his court on the earth.
What does it mean to be Maharadža today?
Today everything has changed. A lot of things have changed. Firstly, you have to get into the financial world, which we are doing by converting my properties into hotels and commercial complexes. And agriculture also, we are being very modern now. With also some modern facilities. That old tenancy system and all are finished, and you've got machines and tractors, and we're just changing everything. But at the same time, we have to be democratically involved. So we are in this process, we are involved to get power. So we are into politics also. My mother was the tourism minister, and I'm still there holding on.
Because my husband, he used to work hard. We have farms, agriculture land, and we had oil mill because we grow peanuts. I realized that I need more money, and I'm very fond of traveling. So for traveling also I needed money. I got into export.
How did you live when Maharajas were in power?
Oh,
Describe me.
See, we were very comfortable. And we never even had to think of our living because there was a pact with the Indian government that we'll be getting privy purses, which we were getting every year, till Indira Gandhi abolished them. But then I think that is new age trend, which the change had to come. And before that, we lived like kings.
How, for example? How many servants you had? What did you do during the day?
Yeah, nothing. I'll tell you. Morning, we got up, we had tea, then we went for a horse ride in the countryside in the village, came home, had a bath, and then did our daily prayer and all that. And after our prayers and all, we would all sit, the whole family would sit together, then have lunch, and siesta for 1 hour, get up after that, and play cards and all. And of course, the men of the house, they would look after everything. And we women were all, after I got married, we were all in Parda. We never came out. We had our own apartments. Like I had my own apartment My mother-in-law, I had two mother-in-laws. My father-in-law had married twice. So they had their own apartments. My grandmother-in-law, she had her own apartment. So basically we would meet only in the morning and evening.
Tell me, you are mentioning that you never left the house.
No,
What does it mean?
No, we never left the house, that we were always in the house only. We never went out in the town or the village.
Really?
Yeah. Even if we wanted to do shopping, the chap used to go and inform the person, and he would come with all the stuff at home. And we would just buy whatever we wanted. And then whatever, if we saw anything in the magazines and all, we would show him and tell him to get us those stuff. So that was the way of living. And then we had all our recreations, all the festivals we used to celebrate in a large manner. The whole family used to get together. All relatives used to come. And it used to be every festival was for 4 or 5 days continuously. And marriages in the house also used to be for 2 months before they would start.
Your life changed a lot, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Maybe I studied in a convent school, so I could adapt easily to the new way of course, in the beginning it was difficult, because every 2 minutes I used to be in a fit of a temper, not knowing where my clothes were, because for clothes we had another servant who used to take out, we would just say such and such color, take it out and keep it. So going for a bath, everything was laid out.
So this is your family here?
Yeah, these are from my in-laws' side, my ancestors. That is the one who made the fort, Sivad Fort. And he is the one who fought all the wars.
He's the warrior there.
Warrior there. And he established Sivad state. And his son is this one. He was a saint. And he only prayed and all that. And his son was that one who looked after the Jaipur state. And then his son was this one. Again, he looked after whole of Jaipur state.
Who is the #1 person who decides in the house? Is it you?
It's me. Because I'm the mother of the house and I'm the eldest. But finally, my son and myself, we sit down together. He does all the court cases and outside work, like the agriculture thing, and dealing with the parties who are coming to take my places on rent. Basically, we are into this hotel business and renting out and agriculture.
Kada je naš domaćin zamolio svoju ženu da dođe iz svojih odaja i da nam pokaže nakit koji je imala na venčanju, ona je to odbila. Saznajemo da je to uradila zato što je majka ovde prisutna, jer ako je majka prisutna, onda ona ne treba da dođe, jer prioritet u kući se uvek daje majci domaćina. To je običaj. Do you want to tell me that never two of them can be present?
No, only in ceremonies they have to be. In some religious ceremonies. Otherwise they don't have to be.
So they are never together?
They're never together.
Except only in ceremonies?
Ceremonies, and otherwise if by chance they meet each other, then my wife has to just wish her and go back.
They both love you?
They both love me. That's good. And my daughter also loves me.
No, this is the thing. They both love you.
They both love me.
And this is the essence.
Yeah, this is it. This is one of the pieces she's got lying.
This is what she was wearing, show me.
Yeah, for the wedding. And these are all the, one day she was wearing this. This comes around the neck. My mother stays on this side of the house.
Yes.
And me and my wife stay on that side of her house. She's got her own private garden and her own drawing room and everything where she entertains her friends. And this is the guest area where all the guests stay. So we have 3 sections in the house. One for the old people, one for the present incumbents, and one for the guests.
You had a lot of property.
Yeah, we had a lot of property.
Tell me, this property was taken away from you?
No, certain properties were taken away from us, an urban land ceiling and everything, but a lot of things were retained by the government. We had a concord with the government. There was an agreement with the government in which a lot of properties we could retain. But in today's time, I think those properties, that time we felt the crunch.
Can you live out of your property now?
Yeah, definitely, very comfortably. And I'm maintaining the same amount of servants. And plus now actually we had a hotel before, till she became a minister, then we shut the hotel down because of allegations, some kinds. So we said, let's not run a hotel. But now I'm getting into the hotel industry again. And we'll be able to maintain that kind of a staff and everything. We still are. So with the hotel, of course, definitely with the income coming in, we'll maintain our staffs and the old rights, and perhaps better.
This is how the Maharaja used to dine. We are recalling that royalness, the royalty back in this era.
Tell me one thing.
Yes.
How long was their meal? How long did they eat? 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours?
More than 2 hours?
More than 2 hours. Who can eat today 2 hours? Nobody.
We don't have that much time.
Tell me one thing. Where did you find the recipes? Did you exchange the recipes with the real cooks which were serving with Maharajas? Did they give you the recipes?
The recipes, what we went to different royal families, royal houses, wherein the recipes were taken. We saw the food. After seeing the food, we were inspired with the best food which was served for the Maharajas. Then out of that, with our culinary experience of over 40 years in the Indian gastronomy, we made that food as per our ITC standards, and which is being served in Royal Vega.
Od uvek sam znala da u Indiji postoje kaste. Međutim, gde su ljudi podeljeni prema svojim staležima. Međutim, ovde nešto primećujem, da vozač koji me vozi za Džaipur je otišao na jednu stranu da popije svoj čaj, a nama je ponuđeno da odemo na drugu stranu. Nekako su se stvari razdvojile, još uvek je to očigledno prisutno.
We abolished caste system in 1947 when we got the independence. It's illegal to practice caste discrimination, but in our society it still exists because till today lots of the marriages are arranged marriages. So that's where the caste come in. Your parents decide for you whom you're getting married, so definitely it would be from the same caste community, same sort of standards and the background. And it's very prevalent in our society still, and in the villages still the same. One thing I find very funny is that yes, government says that the caste system is abolished, but when we are filling any sort of official forms for the school admission, for the college admission, for applying for a ration card or anything, the first thing they ask is the name of the person, then father's name. The third is your caste and the religion you follow. So if they have abolished the caste system, I don't find any need of that. It should be erased from the forms.
How many castes, and which are the castes?
According to the Hindu religion, we have 4 main castes. But I would say that we are 5. We have 5. The top one in the ladder are the Brahmins. These are the people, the priestly class people, and the only literate people we had in our society. Their job was to look after the temples, the only educated people we have in our society at that time. Second class people were called Kshatriyas, the warriors. Their job was to rule and defend the country. Third class people were called Vaishyas, the business class people, the traders. So the commerce was centralized with these people. And the fourth class were called Shudras. These were the people who were working with the hands, like the carpenters, servants, gardeners, they all came in this class. And the fifth class consists of the people who were either born with a low IQ label or a physical deformity, or they were defeated in a tribal war. These people, in other civilizations, if we see, they were either thrown out of the city or they were stoned by the people, and there they died. But here they said, okay, you can't do much, do bit, each in your own way, and then the society will take care of all your other needs. So these people were made to do the cleaning job, cleaning of the streets, houses, and things like that. Gandhi paid attention to these people especially, and it was his effort that we could bring them to the same level. He used to dress up with the clothes which were used by the common people, and he would sit with them, he would go and work with them in their houses, just to show people that just by being with them, it doesn't harm you at all, or you would not be, I don't know what the word to be used, but like you would not become impure or things like that. Like, because people used to treat them as untouchables. So he gave a big example in front of us.
Vidite spomenik Mahatma Gandiju, vidite kako je okićen, danas mu je rođendan. Ljudi u Indiji ga nisu zaboravili. Nezavisnost Indije je 1947. godine. Mahatma Gandhi je na neki način ukinuo kaste. On je rekao da ne treba voditi računa o kastama, a one najniže koji nisu pripadali ni jednoj kasti nazvao je Božjom decom.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me at your home, really.
Ovo je slika koja u ovoj porodici ima počasno mesto. Ovo je slika gde se vidi Gandhi i gde se vidi otac naše sagovornice. Ovo je slika iz tog vremena kada je ova gospođa bila borac za slobodu svoje zemlje.
And still I have the same faith. I live on those ideals. I wear khadi always, from my childhood till I am 86 today. Today is my birthday.
You have been fighting to be free, and I heard you have been in a jail. How old have you been?
I was 13 years old. According to rules, we couldn't go to jail. But English people want to crush our feelings for our country. They compelled us. We fought for the country from my childhood. My father was the member of Servant of the People's Society. He was going to be doctor, but the call came from Mahatma Gandhi. You leave foreign studies. He left, and he promised to live for the country. My father belonged to a very rich family, but he left everything. He burned his clothes, English clothes. He was a very fashionable man. For when the call came from Mahatma, we have to live for the country. So we inherited that feeling from our father.
You met Gandhi?
Yes.
How was Gandhi? He was very devoted to his ideas. He
changed the world with his ideas. He was a practical man. He left clothes and used to wear only dhoti. Poor people can't afford it. You have to change yourself for the country. Mahatma Ji expected Congress people to live simple. But according to times, money is a greed. No need but greed. Greed has empowered people. That is why we are suffering. Otherwise, there are still great men here who are still sacrificing for the country. The country stands on their feet, strong people.
What is a real change in Indian society? Real change.
I'll tell you, as I see it, till the year 2005, 2006, Indians were petitioning people. They were looking for the state or somebody superior to get them out of their misery. Somewhere along the way, this thing has changed. The Indian society has now become demanding. They do not now expect the government to hand out things. They think it's their right to get it from the state, the government, or anyone there. So from petition to audacity of hope, I think this is the biggest change in the last 10 years in India.
I think if you count the number of millionaires in India, it will be more than perhaps any country in Europe because it's a large country and we have a great many entrepreneurs who are doing very well and they are rich and they live like rich people.
Do they think about poor? Do they have this kind of a charity developed feelings?
That is one of my critiques of Indian society. I make that critique in the book, my book, The Great Indian Middle Class, where I believe the rich and the privileged need to show a greater sensitivity to the poor. Often foreigners have told me that the one thing that they are amazed about Indians is the fact that they don't notice the poor. I think that needs to change. We need to take far more responsibility for the poor, and as a politician now, I believe in the importance of inclusive growth where the fruits of development and progress reach those who are the marginalized, those who are at the bottom of the rung of the socio-economic ladder. I believe it's important.
Okay. I think India is changing, and the current generation of men really like women who are strong and who are powerful. So they accept women for what they are. We have today women who are teachers, who are painters, who are lawyers, who are artists, all because of themselves, because they do something which is worth speaking about. So I think that's the big change for women in India. So women are being educated, women are doing jobs, women are doing different things. So they speak for themselves, so they don't come because of their father or their spouse or their brother or their husbands. We have today in the Modi government, 33% of the cabinet is women.
Happy birthday